And we'd like to say good day to everyone, and thank you for joining us for the first of 4 webinars in the RTS 2020 Spring Showcase series. We hope that next year we can see all of you in person in Las Vegas. Today we have 4 presenters. I am Doug Heinzen, the North America Marketing Manager for RTS Intercoms and Telex Radio Dispatch. I'll be the moderator today, and I'll be watching the comments section to see if there are any concerns during the presentation. Say you're having issues getting in, you're missing hearing audio, things of that nature. We'll then take a look at it. The next person that will be presenting will be Greg Campagnon. He is the North America Sales Director for RTS Intercoms and Telex Radio Dispatch. Then we'll be hearing from Sean Anderson. He is the Manager of RTS Application Design. And then we'll also have Amari Ramos, who is our Training Manager. Today, in this session, we will be recording this, and questions will be answered at the end of the presentation. You can send any of your questions that you may have during the presentation using the chat function. Click the chat button to show the chat button session, and then write your question into that chat window. And at the end of the presentation, we will be talking to you about those questions and getting them answered by any of our presenters. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce Greg Campagnon to outline our objectives and provide a brief overview of who we are.
Great.
Greg?
Thanks a lot, Doug. I'm Greg Campagnon, Director of Sales for North America. Thank you guys all for joining. And again, sorry we couldn't see you guys in Vegas this year. This would have been the second day of NAB. If you recall, NAB was going to start on Sunday of this year. So welcome to the first day of our showcase. I know everyone's time is valuable, especially during this global emergency that we're all under. We hope everyone and their families are safe from the situation. And I just wanted to say, on behalf of everyone at RTS, we are here for you. We are a good supplier in these times, and I wanted to let you know personally that we are here for you. What we're going to go over today is some wireless solutions that we have. Sean Anderson is going to go live to his basement and show us the new BTR 30 product. I'm going to go through a little bit of things about our company and why it's great to do business with RTS Intercoms. And Amari will go through the new RTS training platform. We do have 4 sessions this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all at 2 o'clock Eastern time. And I'll go over those in a second here to show you what else is in store for the week. A little bit about the company. Many of you know that RTS has been around about 45 years. We were founded in 1975. And we're a leader in broadcast communications. But did you know that we are part of a global parent organization, Robert Bosch? This is the same Robert Bosch Global that you've come to know for automotive parts, household appliances, and power tools. We have over 280 manufacturing sites across the world. We are a privately held entity, and we invest. RTS Intercoms, along with professional sound brands such as Electro Voice and Dynacord, we make up what is known as building technologies in North Specifically, RTS Intercoms we have our worldwide headquarters in Burnsville, Minnesota. We have 4 manufacturing plants across the globe in Zhuhai, China, Ovar, Portugal, Hermosillo, Mexico, and right here in Lincoln, Nebraska in the States. As you can see, our engineering staff, sales, and after-sales support has an extensive tenure across North America. The average year experience between these staff is 15 to 20 years, so we have a lot of experience in our staffing. Our regional sales are managed throughout the U.S. in remote RTS offices in all major U.S. markets, including Los Angeles, Metro New York, Chicago, D.C., and Dallas. Our warehouses are located in Greer, South Carolina, and Lincoln, Nebraska, where we ship all of our products out of. As you can see up on the screen here, we are very proud to have supported many major broadcasters over the year. Many of these you'll recognize, and I'll bet a lot of some of you on the line right now are actually represented here. But we don't just stop at broadcast. RTS is integral in a lot of critical communications for industrial power plants, hospitals, houses of worship, and even space exploration facilities. Over the years, RTS Intercoms has also won various awards for outstanding achievement in engineering development as well. So we're very proud of that. So why do business with RTS Intercoms? Here's some additional advantages. We have a really good strong foothold across North America with many intercom systems in major networks and broadcast trucks. With that said, over 50,000 of the RTS key panels are across North America. We introduced a new matrix, a scalable matrix product 2 years ago that can be completely expanded from a basic 16-port system all the way to the industry maximum amount of ports, 1,024 ports. We will have a session on the Odin product on Wednesday of this week, so please join that if you haven't signed up yet. SMPTE 2110 is an industry standard that has a lot of buzz in the marketplace now, and we're proud to say that we have systems out in the field already implementing this technology at CNN in New York City, Hudson Yards, and NEP Australia. And I mentioned before, our staff is extensive across North America, with each individual having 15 to 20 years in the industry experience. And another feather in our cap, 0 major system failures in the 40 years of us doing business. So that's something really strongly to be said about the brand. So the COVID-19 situation that we're under right now is in everyone's mind. It's a very strong situation that's happening right now. So how does a company like RTS and Bosch handle that? Well, we're very proud to say that we have a strong sourcing and manufacturing infrastructure, and we're able to have a dual source strategy. Now, what that means is because we have multiple manufacturing sites across the world, we can have inventory placed throughout the globe at any time. We can pull in supplies from those manufacturing plants. And as we saw the COVID situation spread across the globe, basically from the Far East over this way, we saw our manufacturing plants back each other up and be able to supply product as the situation intensified and came here to the States. We have stock levels for all critical components to back up our products as well. And then back in January, when the situation started to come to the States, Bosch put in a COVID-19 task force that month so that we could prepare for February, March, and now in April. So we've been on top of this as soon as it became a global pandemic. One of the other things that we're happy to provide for a lot of our producers across the North America is the VLink product. The VLink software has come in very handy for a lot of people working from home, and a lot of producers and directors are able to actually call shows right from their home offices. Basically, the VLink product is a software virtual key panel that connects into the matrix system at the facility, at the broadcast facility. And a little reminder here that we will be doing a live demo of this on Thursday, and we will be going through the entire VLink product. So again, a review this week, we have the wireless session today. The standard session tomorrow is going to have special guest Ethan Wetzel. He's our RTS platform strategist who will go through those standards for us. The Odin matrix product will be on Wednesday. And then I mentioned the VLink session will be Thursday. So if you haven't signed up for one of those, please do so. We would love to have you come back and check out the entire show this week. I'm going to hand it over to Amari Ramos. He is our global training and knowledge manager. He's going to go over the new training platform that we have for RTS intercom systems.
Thank you, Greg. I really hope everybody now is safe and healthy in this COVID-19 situation. So, talking now about our trainings, we have mainly two categories of trainings. The number one are our certified trainings. For these certified trainings, we offer them in three different levels: professional, expert, and master, which we will talk about it. But just to be sure that you understand that this is free of charge. All our online trainings are free of charge and 24 hours, 7 days per week available in our LMS, and our learning management system, which also providing official certificates for all these trainings. The second type of training are our self-guided trainings. There are how-to videos, tutorial videos, which we are developing right now, and we are also publishing them in our website, in our YouTube channel, in our LMS as well, our learning management system. The other topic that we have for self-guided trainings is the one that we are having right now, a live webinar, which we are recording and we will publish in all these different channels I just mentioned: YouTube, our website, and our LMS, our learning management system. So now talking about the different trainings we have available, it's really important to notice that the first one, the professional level, which you see now in your screen, we are launching it right now. So we are launching this training today. This is a 100% online training, is a web interactive material that you can go to our LMS and you can spend 3 hours doing it, and you do an online exam and you get an official RTS certificate. Really interesting, really good material that I really recommend you to go there, and we will talk how to do it. The second level we have is the master level training. The master level training is the face-to-face, immersive, hands-on commissioning systems training we have. So not now because we have the COVID-19 situation, but once we can launch it again, that this is a 2.5 days training that you will put your hands on our system and you will enjoy working with the RTS full solution. There is also an online exam for this training. After doing this online exam, then you get your certificate. Now talking about our LMS, our learning management system, is really easy. rtsintercoms.com/academy. That's the address to get to our LMS. You can go also directly to rtsintercoms.com. You have links there. You can click and go to our LMS. But directly is rtsintercoms.com/academy. I just want to reinforce that you can create your account today free of charge. The materials, the online materials are there, available 24 hours per day, 7 days per week. So you can do your trainings in your own pace in the time that suits you best. Good. So I would like now to just highlight some of the trainings we have available, some of the online training materials we have available. So the RTS Intercom Basics is a really introduction about what is an intercom system. So, of course, we are showing the different types of intercom and how does it work. Then we have the RTS product portfolio. That's a presentation about what our available systems and solutions. So this is a presentation about RTS for complete portfolio. Then we have Romeo online training. This is our wireless intercom system. Really, really interesting system, a depth system that we have this online interactive system, online training that you can check how does it work. Odin is also a really interesting material we have to cover all the functions and all the features we have for this matrix, the Omni Digital Intercom Matrix. Then the next ones, we have an IP training. And this IP training is really interesting because it goes from basic setup, technology, and terminology training about IP. It also covers our Omnium, which is our audio transportation architecture, which uses for audio transportation Dante, where we have this overview, positioning, and tools. Then the last material I would like to highlight here is the easy edit configuration software for RTS intercoms. This is the software, the piece of software you will use to configure all our digital matrix, the very same software. Well, and that's all for now for our training topics. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you.
Okay, now just a quick recap of what we have done so far with why do you do business with RTS? Now introducing the wireless training platform. We'll be now doing a deep dive into this subject. And the person doing the deep dive for us is Sean Anderson. He is our application design manager, and Sean's background with this. Sean started with Telus Communications in January of '91 first as a technician to the new business and acquisition back then known as RTS. Sean has worked in several roles over the years, including manufacturing, quality control and test, design engineering, system support, and global product manager. And most of you, if you've run into Sean at all, you know that he is the person that handles the management for systems design and applications team on a global basis. And if you ever need to have a question answered about an RTS system, he is definitely the man to go to. So with that, we're going to run through some slides for Sean. And Sean, will you pick those up?
Yes, the first product we want to talk about here, we'll cover quite a few of the different wireless products just so you get an overview, but the focus of this spring showcase is the new BTR30N in conjunction with the TR30 and TR32N belt packs. This is a new UHF VHF base station belt pack compilation. That is targeted mainly towards the U.S. markets, but is available globally. Of course, regulations need to be checked for outside the U.S. But this was a product launch intended to recover some of the lost spectrum due to the FCC spectrum sell-off over the past few years. So, again, an attempt to get you more capacity and another option that can work around your existing wireless. Okay, now with that said, the new BTR30N, as I said, this is a UHF VHF split band. We offer this in our traditional A, B, C, F, and H combinations. And the VHF side works in the traditional 10 through 13 channel, similar to our legacy BTR 200 and 300 products. So we have quite a few models available. Again, these are available in 4-pin, 5-pin male, as well as 4-pin female headset combinations to cover the gamut of products that we offer. Okay, then the target markets for this, traditional theater applications, again, house of worship. We do quite a bit in the industrial market, nuclear power, space exploration that was mentioned. Has the same form factor as our BTR 880N, can work as a standalone wireless system or as an integrated part of your matrix system or two-wire systems, which we'll cover in just a second here. Other markets for this, education, high school, college, and of course, broadcast networks, everything from small to large fixed facility, as well as mobile installations. Now, additionally, we are also offering two new combinations two new combination fields for our traditional BTR 800 and 80Ns. Because we now have to work below 608 megahertz, we're coming out with some new band combinations in the FD, FE, and HE combinations. These all live below 608, so they are all frequency compliant for US, and these will be available within the next few months here. Okay, and as I was stating earlier, RTS has a huge portfolio of wireless options. We have DEX systems with our Romeo, which we'll cover in a bit more detail on Wednesday. We've got a full line of UHF product, the BTR 800, BTR 80N, and the BTR 700. We actually even have a Wi-Fi solution, known as the BTR 240, recommended for fixed facilities where you have control of your Wi-Fi spectrum. And as of this year, we will have the UHF VHF to add to that portfolio as well. Now, with that said, we'll move over to our live presentation. And just to give you a heads up, this is the first time we've done a live presentation, so the video might be a little slow. Just bear with us. We'll improve with this over time. But right now, it is a first attempt at a live feed webinar here. So, okay, I think we have video up. Thank you very much. As we said, I am webcasting from my basement, so again, video might be a little choppy. But I'd like to run you through the features front, rear on the base stations as well as the belt packs. So for the units themselves, very similar to our BTR ADN in that you've got your power switch on the far left here. Simply hold that in for about 1 second and the unit will turn on. We have our traditional display here, which can show you frequencies as well as channel and group combinations. With the 80N and 30N, the menu items for things like 2-wire and 4-wire are now driven from the menus as well. So there are other navigation things within the menu structure here. And you can simply push the menu button to take you into these menus and then use the up and down navigation buttons to actually navigate those. Now, as we move over to the right here, we have the individual buttons here for the receivers. 1 through 4, those can be individually turned on or off depending on how many belt packs you wish to use. The traditional base station is set up for 4 full duplex belt packs. The belt packs themselves can also be run in what is known as push-to-transmit mode, meaning you can have more belt packs available, but it's a first come, first serve on who hits their talk key. So you can expand these a bit, but with a little bit more limited functionality. But 4 full duplex per base station. You can audio link multiple base stations together if you need more than 4 full duplex packs. So it gives you a variety of options. Now, to the right of the receiver buttons here, and I can see my video is a little choppy, like I said, bear with us. There are the indicators here whether the external audio connections are set up for 4-wire or for 2-wire applications. Again, those are controlled through the front panel software menu. Now, as we move more to the right here, I have the ability to actually utilize this section here, which is actually a built-in intercom into the base station, so a pseudo 5th user station. I have a channel select here if I want to talk on channel 1, channel 2, or both. I have a talk switch similar to what is on the belt packs themselves, and my XLR connector off here to the far right. And again, base stations are also configurable to be either 4-pin male or 5-pin male, as well as 4-pin female. So it just depends on what you want to utilize. Now, I will slowly swing the camera over to the back side of the unit. And as we go through the connectors on the back of the unit, it's easier to readjust the unit than the camera. On the far left here, far right here, we have the AC power. We also have a DC power input, which is 24 volts DC. This allows for different applications, things like cruise ships, outdoor applications where you don't have a power source. You could run it off a set of 12-volt car batteries in series. Just a little bit of flexibility as far as where you want to use it and how you want to utilize it. On the back, we have a stage announce output, traditionally used for theater applications, for the house PA, for doing things like mass announcements or life safety announcements. We have an aux input section here with XLR as well as TRS connections. So if you wish to inject a local program source, that capability is allowed on the units, and that local source is fed to the radios themselves. We have our A and B side for our 2-wire, 4-wire connections. We have changed over the 30N now to actually use an RJ45 to make it a little simpler and easier for your cable people. They're traditionally more familiar with cat cable nowadays and Ethernet type style cables rather than the historical RJ12. So we've migrated this over to use RJ45 connections now. Now you have 2-wire and 4-wire. So for your matrix connection, this would be on the 4-wire connector. On the party lines, you have your traditional 3-pin XLR, which you can take to either the AudioCom or the Telex or any other third-party party line manufacturer. And as we move over here, you have what is known as the link. This is where you can actually link multiple base stations together. And what the link does, it allows what's known as WTA or wireless talk around to pass between base to base. Now what wireless talk around is this is a third private channel amongst the belt packs themselves. So it's not heard at the base, and it does not go out any of the audio connectors out the back. It is truly a private channel between the wireless users. If you have a larger group, you can link the WTAs between the base stations to make your private group larger than 4 belt packs. If you wish to go to 8 or 12, up to a maximum of 8 base stations is allowed. Then the last connector here, which is the program connector, this is strictly for internal use. This is for software updates that are either done through one of my field technicians or at one of the ASA repair centers. And then the little small connector here on the far left, this is a set of relay contacts that work in parallel with the studio announce audio. So if your house PA actually has a set of contacts to engage it, we provide a relay set of contacts that can trigger your house PA to actually enable it. Now from here we'll transition over to the belt packs. The first belt pack that I'd like to show you here real quick is the BTR 30N, or sorry, TR 30N. This is a single channel belt pack, similar to your BTR 800, your BTR or your TR 80N. Now, simply has a volume control that doubles as a power on switch. Has individual talk button, so you're on channel A, channel B, but not both. So it's a AB with a selector switch. So it just depends on which channel you want to utilize. Now we have the wireless talk around, again, private channel between individual users. And you can see as I hold in the wireless talk around, it automatically key itself. And the studio announce button, which is on the back. And when you press this, again, depending on how good my mic is, you might hear the relay click or not. Okay, on the back of the unit, there is a small window on the back here, which allows for programming of the belt pack itself. This is for things like doing the clear scan, setting things like mic level, side tone level, being able to do some routing of headsets and level controls on other aspects like aux and things. The unit itself, again, is a single channel at a time, so you're either on A or B, but not both. Now, the next belt pack I would like to show you is the TR32N. The TR32N is the stereo unit. This is equivalent to the TR825 or the TR82N. So this one has 2 volume controls, so it's actually got 2 radios. Each one is individually turned on again by the power/volume control. Each one has an individual talk key, so you can simultaneously monitor channel 1 or channel 2 and talk to them independently. You've got your wireless talk around on the top here, and you've got your studio announce as the bottom button. And again, studio announce simultaneously keys that relay as well. And on the back panel, if we remove the little cover plate, again, has the LCD display screen, which is used for, again, setting up things like clear scan, mic level, side tone levels, etc. Now, we recommend that when you clear scan the products, that you do the belt packs first. These help select the channel groups that you want to utilize. And then after that, do the base station. This allows you to lock into the channels or better select the channels within that group. There are many ways of doing it. This is just a preferred method that myself and engineering use, in that we bring up the belt pack, clear scan first, then we go back and we clear scan with the base. Now, the cases are the exact same cases as the existing BTR ADN. It's a magnesium case, very durable, very rugged. Battery options on these, they can run on AA batteries, 6 of them, or nickel metal hydride. Same battery packs that you use with your existing 800s and ADN systems, so it's nothing new. We do offer a full line of accessories with this as well. We offer holsters for these that are a little easier to work with than a traditional belt clip. They allow for lanyard operation for someone who's not wearing a belt. Just gives different options. We have a full line of chargers for these for our nickel metal hydrides. Typically about 5 to 6 hours of charge time. That battery will last you somewhere in the neighborhood of about 12 to 14 hours, depending on whether it's the 30 or the 32 end. The stereo units take a little bit more power because they're pushing 2 sets of circuitry. But we have a full line of chargers available for all of these products as well. We offer spare antennas in case those are lost, and also as well as extra batteries depending on what you need as far as your battery usage. Now, on the subject of antennas, one thing you will notice about the new VHF UHF is the antenna for the VHF side here is a much different looking antenna. As you get lower in frequency, traditionally your antennas get longer. Rather than creating a long antenna and creating a trip hazard, as we use these in a lot of industrial applications, we actually went with a wound helical antenna, but as you can see here, this antenna is substantially wider and thicker than the traditional antennas. So just keep that in mind, that it is a different antenna. So your existing antennas off of any of your 800 or ADN systems would not function on these. They do require their own specialized antenna. Again, about somewhere between 10 to 14 hours of battery life, depending on which models you're using and how much of it you are using. And again, this has come about because of the need for increased capacity. These will coexist and work fine with your existing BTR equipment. You just do a standard frequency coordination with the existing intercom packs, wireless microphones, etc., that are operating in your UHF range to coordinate around those. So we do have coordination services available, and you just need to contact any of my applications support engineers, and they can assist you with doing any of the frequency coordinations and product selections. So, okay, With that, then, we'll go ahead and go to the questions section here.
Thank you, Sean. I'm looking at some of the questions here. The first one is for Amaury. It says, when can we expect the expert level training to come online?
Okay, thank you for the question. That's a really good question. We are working now in the expert level training, and we expect that this training will be available in some months. We are working, and this is really interesting training because this is about system design, how to design a system from small to medium size, and this will be also an interactive web material. So you should expect to see this material available in the next months in our website. Thank you.
Thank you, Amaury. And Sean, looks like the next couple of questions will be for you. It says, 4-wire in BTR 30N are RJ12 or RJ45? And the statement is, please do RJ45.
Yes, they are RJ45. The one I'm showing the back of is actually a 80N. I only have one 30N with me. The 30N has RJ45 on it. It has already been moved over to RJ45. As we go through the product line, doing traditional updates and things, we will move everything over to RJ45. RJ12 is just becoming harder to find and much more difficult to deal with. Everybody knows what a Cat 5 or Cat 6 cable is, so everything will migrate over to that.
Thank you, Sean.
Yep.
Next, just to address an issue, I've been getting notices from a lot of people that they're getting dropped every 10 minutes or so, and I'm afraid that may just be a network-related issue, and we will have to look into how we can make that work better for us so that we do not cause that kind of aggravation on your end. We'll look into that after this presentation is done and try to figure out how to make this run a little bit more smoothly. The next question is also for you, Sean. It is, will
Yes.
you have any combiners for BTR 30N available in the near future?
Yeah, we are looking at combiner splitters. There are some available on the market third party right now. We are looking at doing this internally, yes. So for the UHF side of it, we do have our current combiner splitter would work. We need to develop one for the VHF side of this. So yes, that is something we are working on, but there are some third party devices available. If anybody needs manufacturer contact information, they can reach out to me and I can put you in touch with some companies that actually make product that would work for this right now.
And just to let you know, the response on the RJ45, you got a smiley face on that. It was like, thank you. Glad that you had that done.
Yeah, and RJ12s are almost impossible to find in Europe, so I know exactly which region that's coming from. Yeah, so RJ45 has just become the industry standard. The RJ12s they're a legacy technology, and we're primarily a U.S. technology. So yeah, everything will be 45s.
Good.
Now on the laggy video, like I said, we'll work on that. I see a couple of comments there.
Absolutely, and we have a couple other questions. It is the ability to interconnect BTR 30N to a digital matrix. You touched on that, but if you just want to elaborate just a second more.
Yes. The connection into any of our matrix systems, whether it be on the Atom system, Atom M, Odin, that is just an analog connection. The BTR series are what we refer to as a non-intelligent device, so they don't use data. So it is a 4-wire connection, audio in pair, audio out pair, and within the matrix itself, the easiest way to incorporate these is just to create a party line and integrate that via the party line system. So yeah, the RJ45 has an in and an out pair, which is directly compatible with our any of our digital matrices.
And terrific. And there's a question concerning the shipping time frame for the BTR 30N.
Yeah, for the 30N, right now, we anticipate this being third or fourth week of May. All the sales teams already have demo units. So if you are looking for a demo, those are readily available. But yeah, we're looking at roughly about third or fourth week of May as our facility is ramping up the production of these. to fill the warehouses and things. So yeah, roughly end of May is probably the best time frame I can give, and that's pretty solid.
Okay, terrific. Well, thank you for that, Sean. And I'd like to do a quick recap now. We've already gone over with Greg doing an overview for the business. Amari has done the training, and Sean has talked about the portfolio. And what we'd like to do next is just invite you to please go to our site for the RTS pre-sales support at us.bosch.com. And if you go there, if you have any questions, you can get through to us that way as well. We also have the opportunity for you to visit us on all of the standard social media platforms that you can see listed above. The main thing we want to bring up at this point of the presentation is that, number one, we appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to join us for this. This is our inaugural run. Obviously, we have a couple of networking hiccups that we have to work our way through, but we would like you to please join us during the rest of the week. Tuesday, April 21st is the presentation and discussion of industry standards presented by Ethan Wetzel, the RTS platform strategist. Wednesday, April 22nd, Sean will be discussing the newest matrix, the Odin. And on Thursday, April 23rd, Sean will again be discussing VLink. That's the tool to enable remote production during this difficult time that we're going on. So with all of that, I would certainly like to thank all of you for your time.